All right, so we know that Jamaica is under construction, so let's step away from the traffic talk for a bit and let's talk about what we expect next year where buildings are concerned. Do we have supporting infrastructure to accommodate modernized skyscrapers? We've invited the president of the Jamaica Institute of Architects, Mr. Christopher Liu, to talk to us about that. And this comes from where the Prime Minister announced recently that he wanted to see some 20-story buildings in Kingston. And Mr. Liu, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
To Smile Jamaica. You came out, well, it was attributed to you, I hope I'm right in saying that before you talk about skyscrapers and Miami looking Kingston, we need to look at infrastructure.
Yes, correct. No,
what does that exactly mean when you say look at infrastructure?
Well, I think there has been some discussion after the Prime Minister's statement regarding 20-story buildings, that infrastructure means road work, road network, and the infrastructure meaning sewer, water, power, data, whatever, to support a building, be it a commercial building or a residential, or as it was said by Dr. Samaj a few minutes ago, a mixed-use building, or you have levels of commercial at ground, restaurants, whatever, and then housing.
You also made the point in your letter.
No, it wasn't a letter. No, it was a discussion with a reporter from the Gleaner.
You also said that even our fire brigade.
No, that is critical. There was a great concern in Jamaica, I think, throughout the world after the Grenfell issue in London, or the suburb of London, or the borough of London, that was Jamaica ready? It was our fire protection system in terms of our fire brigade, the equipment that they had, could that deal with a fire in a high-rise building?
Can it?
What was said and stated and printed in the media, print media, not part of the RGR communications group, was that the fire brigade response was that we have equipment trucks that can go to 6 stories. The assumption I assume was made that the buildings above 6 stories would have sprinkler systems and other fire protection devices, equipment that would protect the building, and that people in buildings higher than 6 stories could evacuate without needing a fire truck with a ladder to take them off the 6th floor.
You agree with that?
Well, it has not been tested in Jamaica, fortunately. But let us go back to what has occurred post-Grenfell in Jamaica, the Slip Dock Road fire. Remember, Slip Dock Road is in eastern Kingston. It is an illegal building. It is 4 stories high. People were living in there.
What do you mean by it's an illegal building?
What has been stated by the municipal corporation was that no permit was ever granted for construction at that site.
Okay.
The person who owned the building built a building. He added floors to it to get more rent.
Okay.
None of the apartments on the upper levels, the 3rd and 4th floor, there was no stairwell that went down to ground, because he added, say on the 2nd floor, he put on another floor and he had a stair that would go to that floor from the roof of the 2nd floor and up and up. So therefore, when the fire broke out, the people who were living at the 3rd and 4th floor could not get out. So remember, there was an elderly Jamaican who died because she was trapped on the 4th floor.
But hold on, how would they get out normally if not?
No, well, if it was a normal permitted building, it would have been sent to fire brigade. It is housing. It would have been sent to fire brigade with a fire protection and life safety drawing, which would put where are the fire extinguishers. There's a code requirement, the distance between anywhere you are in the building to a fire escape or a stair.
Right.
There's a maximum distance.
Right.
So that has to be dealt with.
No, I wanted to know that this building that you were talking about, you said there was no stairway. So how would they get down normally, even without a fire?
No, they go to, say, the 2nd level, and they connect to another stair that would carry them to ground. Remember, the building was 2 stories.
Okay.
So you had a stair that carried, but they went on the roof. You get up on the roof, and then you build up again.
Yeah.
So what happened when the fire broke out, say, on the 3rd floor somewhere, they could not get down to the 2nd floor.
That's illegal because they never got permission. Maybe, I don't know if this is changing the story a bit, but what about building codes? If me ever build something, don't you have to tell
what has
me?
happened in Jamaica, we have a building code that is almost going to be enforceable. The building code is tied to the Building Act. The Building Act is law, Building Act 2018. The building code is part of the Building Act. The Bureau of Standards is the agency that deals with the code. The Building Act has been approved by the Governor General in March, I think it's March 9th, 2018. The Honourable Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, is now going to have to name the date for the commencement of the Act, and that date will also begin the commencement of the Code. And all submissions made to any building authority, municipal corporation, Portmore, wherever in Jamaica, Kingston and St. Andrew, will have to be in accordance with the Code. The Code consists of 11 documents. It is based upon the International Building Code, and there are 11 application documents specific to Jamaica. Among them is a fire code.
Yeah. We're going to show a map that you sent in just a second. I want to ask you something. I think I read yesterday or the day before that Trinidad and Tobago, they've been hit with about 7 or 8 earthquakes in recent times. And God forbid, but if we had any earthquake, our buildings...
No, what we can say, even in the absence of a formal building code, Jamaican engineers, civil structural, all engineers, fire protection, safety engineers have been designed in accordance with international code standards.
Okay, so we're good.
Yes.
We're good.
I would say that we can be confident that the buildings designed by professional, licensed, remember they are registered and they're annually licensed to practice their profession. Engineers and architects would meet code requirements even though there is no official code as yet.
Okay, I'm happy to
But remember, Neville, over 70%, as stated by then Mayor McKenzie, of applications received by the KSAC, not counting what is built and not applied, are not done by professionals. So we have a large section of the population that could be under risk. But they're not necessarily living in high-rises, but a 4-story became a high-rise in this situation at Slipdock Road.
But you kind of give me 2 answers a while ago. Because first you say that the licensed people, were high, but then you say 70%.
No, but I'm saying to you, if you were to go to an office building in New Kingston, you could be confident that it has been designed in accordance with all seismic requirements, that the earthquake unit will provide data, and the engineers, the structural engineers, would have accessed that data to inform their design.
So where are these 70% that them not
those could be, I want to pinpoint, those could be, remember, Jamaicans go up and up, people add. So these are, say, homes. These are our Airbnbs that people decide to convert their...
So I just buy a little 1-bedroom, 1-story, and then I just put on about 3 stories. So
that occurred at Slipdock Road, unfortunately. But I'm saying to you, the level of compliance, that is part of the challenge faced by government and us, the private sector, if you want to call it that, in informing the public about the importance of the codes and their safeties, your safety.
I won't talk to you longer, but we're running out of time.
I know.
Show me the
this map you're going to bring up is out of this book.
What? This
All
is?
right, that is a land use map. I just sent you one map. That is Seymour lands.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about the high-rises, there's another map I sent you, which is a density map. You see, the whole of Kingston and St. Andrew, that is a density map.
What do you mean by a density map?
It tells you how many habitable rooms per hectare you can get. So if you look at the area where Kingston, the core of Kingston...
What color will be the...
right down where the Kingston is, by the waterfront.
Right.
You see the blue area?
Right, the blue
That's
area.
a very dense area. You can get... I have my little map here. Let me refer to it. I can read from the distance. But that area is very dense. That area... And you see some purple areas. The purple areas which are very prominent there.
Yeah.
That is 250 habitable rooms per hectare, metric, or in imperial 100 habitable rooms per hectare. The blue now is a much higher level of 375 habitable rooms per hectare or 150 per acre. Now, when the Prime Minister spoke of high-rises, what we didn't get a chance to talk about, I said it's a very large issue, is that there are issues to deal, and Dr. Samad was talking about earlier about people live where they work, etc. There are issues to deal with infrastructure, code compliance, the cost of construction, because these must have elevators, they must be serviced. If it's an apartment, it's a strata, maintenance costs, people don't pay their maintenance, then the elevator is not serviced as it should be. These are issues that have to be dealt with in consideration of all the holistic thing of what development means. Then the location of the building, you're running out of time.
Yeah, we have news at 7:30. I wish you could stay with us for a couple
I knew
of
this was going to happen, but as I said, as you
because
noticed,
there's an important question I want to ask that I don't get a chance to ask yet. Let's go to news in 5. Hopefully my producer can give me 2 more questions when we come back. Soon come.